Hello and welcome to MGP548. I'm Kevin. With me as ever, there's Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello, hello, hello.
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 Can I say with me as ever when I've not been here for a couple of weeks?
Yeah.
Do I have to do a new thing?
No.
I don't know if I said with me as ever. I can't remember now what I said. I kind of didn't.
Well, it wasn't an official... But right, we need to redo the number. If you didn't say with me as ever, it's not a canon episode.
No, just
So
carry on.
this is actually 547.
Just carry on.
Well,
I
4
you'll
6,
find
I
that
think,
you
because we
missed-
did
you missed
2.
Yeah, we did too.
I do not believe for a second you did too.
We did.
No one's going to check.
We did.
No one's going to verify that. So you could say anything. We did 8. No one knows.
Both weeks I was like, oh, we're never getting an hour out of me playing one game and Pab playing whatever he's played. And then we ended up doing like 90-minute episodes both times. So,
Going to say, I've been turning up for the last 4 years with no games played, and I still get good 20 minutes in before you lot start talking. So I don't think being able to play games... And no one's here for games at this point, surely.
We did a lot of gaming talk last week.
we did. It was, and I mean, it's loose gaming talk. It's like we always say, isn't it? Top Gear is loosely around cars. Cars are there. Games are here. It is what it is.
We took questions
Exactly.
last week.
From who?
The audience.
What audience? And how did they
listeners.
give you questions?
They came to my house.
Did
They
you do
were
a
sat on chair in
live
my
show
room.
and
Yeah,
no one
yeah.
told me about it?
They're in my garage, well, in my office with me. It's not a garage anymore. They're sat on my sofa.
How did you fit all 3 of them in?
There was 7 of them, I think.
7 questions I think we had, yeah.
Goodness me. Very
And they
impressive.
were the ones that
And even
were
then,
riddled with swears and abuse.
even then, we started doing questions at like 53 minutes.
Well, this is why you need me here to compare. I would have nipped that in the bud. Soon as we hit 45 minutes ish, you don't hear me say another word until I say the end of the podcast bit. I don't speak again after 45 minutes. It's my policy.
Yeah, I enjoy riffing with Pab. We're just having a bit of back and forth, chatting away.
Don't be getting any ideas about a 90-minute episode tonight. I've got things to go and places to be. I'm supposed to be at the Insomnia Creator Party right now, which is sponsored by Ubisoft. If I'm missing out on a really good Ubisoft goodie bag because I'm here doing this with you clowns,
Like
I'll be
what?
furious.
Why don't you just
I don't
drive
know.
over and get it after the show?
Yeah.
Because it started at 7 o'clock and it's already 20 past 8
He's
and
doing
Birmingham's an
that.
hour away.
That's what he's actually
Yeah,
doing.
I'm not actually going to Insomnia at all. I've officially withdrawn from Insomnia because of my poorly back. Because I realised that, bearing in mind, me and Anna have just come off the back of loads of travel, be it just doing loads of stuff every day. We've not had a moment's rest in like 3 weeks because we've just been on the go constantly. And looking ahead at the next week, I wasn't going to get to sit down until like the middle of April. So I figured maybe I should not go to Insomnia, especially because I don't even have a channel to upload convention vlogs to anymore. I don't even know where I'd put them. I've got a nice little rhythm going with the vlog channel that really can't be interrupted with convention vlogs that don't fit in at all. So yeah, I'm missing Insomnia. I'm very sad about it. I like Insomnia. As I said many times over the course of last year, much better than EGX these days. But yeah, I've had to cry off because of my poorly back. If anyone knows how to fix backs, let me know. I don't want it to cost me any money though. People keep suggesting I go and pay people money to fix my back. I don't care for spending money on health when I can spend it on toys and fun.
2 things. I mean, first off, surely you're a big shot to turn up to the party at 10:30, walk in, have a look round, say hello, get yourself a Coke, grab your goodie bag, and then leave.
The last one, not the one that I did the world record at because I was busy during the party, but the one before that, I literally turned up as the party was opening, took my goodie bag and left as people were still queuing to get in because I just went in and collected the goodie bag. So I think they're familiar with my work. If Insomnia are listening and just want to send me a goodie bag, I'll tweet about it if it's good. You make a judgment. I'll assume if I don't get one, it wasn't very good. I think that's fair.
On the back front, hey, Mrs. Sheepdog hurt her back, funnily enough, and they just did like a scan and then gave her painkillers and said rest. So that's your thing, really, unless it's torn. I mean,
Well, that's the thing. They say rest. There's such an annoying thing to fix because they say rest, but then don't rest too much because if you stayed still for too long, it seizes up and then it gets worse. So I've got to, over the course of this weekend of me trying to rest and recover, I have to strike the perfect balance between not doing a lot, but also not doing a lot. And it's very complicated. So if anyone, what I need is that backcracker guy off of YouTube who does all the wrestlers to just come in, wrap a towel under my chin, yank on me, hit me with his hammer and chisel that he uses, and then send me on my merry way, telling me I'm fixed.
It's very...
Bo Hightower, is that his name?
Oh, I don't know.
Does all the wrestlers and the UFC guys. Big, muscly, beardy man. He's great. But yeah, if he wants to, I think he's based in Las Vegas. So if he wants to fly me over there and fix my back for me. Okay. I mean, if he wants to fly me over, I'm up for that. I can't fit it in over the next week, as previously mentioned, but I'll slot it in somewhere. By the way, I mean, this is probably a conversation for when we're not actually recording. Pab, we're still releasing the podcast on Saturdays, are we, going forward? Is that the plan?
I mean, you tell me.
Okay.
I mean,
well, it's up to you. You're the editor. Listeners, basically what's happening is we're moving our recording date. For the last 10 years, we've recorded on Fridays. But if we continue to record on Fridays, this is the only time you'll see me before July, probably. So we're moving our recording day to Wednesday. I guess we're still going to release on Saturday, are we? Or
that's the plan.
Okay. That's fine. So the listener doesn't even need to know. That's fine.
Just you'll notice that sometimes there are games that will come out on a Friday we won't have played because
we'll just make something up about them. We'll pretend we've
that's what
played
we've
them.
done for the past 10 years, Pab.
Yeah,
You not
exactly.
paying attention?
It'll be fine. Yeah, no worries about that. I can you name a game, I'll review it for you now. This isn't my first rodeo, Pabby. It'll be fine.
Dragon's Dogma 2.
They speak in Shakespearean voices and make people rage quit. That'll make sense to you in about half an hour. I'm smiling into the microphone in a cheesy manner. Anna got cross with that game and rage uninstalled it. She's very cross about it. We can't talk about games yet. What else has been going on while me and Anna have been gallivanting? Anything exciting we need to be brought up to speed about?
I don't know, really. I mean, I covered it all last week. This week's been quite a quiet one because it's been end of year, isn't it? So I've been busy.
It's what?
Financial year. End of financial year. So anyone who works in corporate.
I mean, we're very familiar with the end of the financial year. Have you seen how much Lego we've been buying? Goodness me.
Oh yeah, I forget that explains a lot, doesn't it? Yeah, your investments have been.
Yeah, we've renovated 2 rooms, bought all of the Lego that they've ever made, new cameras, microphones, lights. Yeah, we're trying to spend every penny that's not tied down before like Thursday.
It's very fun to do. I like
it is fun. Yeah, end of year is great. It should be the end of year all year. I'd like that. Maybe if we, monitored our accounts properly and kept track of it throughout the year, all year could be end of year.
Yeah.
But no, we spend very little money all year and then get to March and I'm like, oh, crumbs. Oh, crumbs.
But that's pretty much what every business does. That's why it's so busy for me, because suddenly everybody in March goes, we need to invest in like infrastructure. Let's release like a load of really complex questionnaires and stuff, and then someone like me has to sit there and answer so many of them at once. It's brain breaking. So I've been a bit knackered for the past month, really. But it means Tuesday when I go back in, it's just going to be really quiet. I'm going to start going feral. I usually go feral between April and September because everyone has stopped doing their sales. They're all a bit like, oh, we don't spend money now. So, if you're going to be at a loose end next week, you can use that time to plan out all the logistics for our Pokemon Go trip to Madrid that I've decided we're definitely doing. I am up for it. I am. I mentioned it to Mrs. Sheepdog. I was just like, oh, Kev said, do I want to go to Madrid to play Pokemon? And she just kind of, shrugged. When is it?
Yeah, I mean, June, I think. I think it's June. It might be early July. It better not be early July, actually, because yeah, we can do June. I need to look up when it actually is. When is Pokemon? I don't know why my phone isn't voice activated. When is Pokemon Go Fest in Madrid? Pokemon.
I've got like 5 weekends away between now. I mean, it's a godsend that we've moved to Wednesdays because I was nervously thinking about how many weekends I've got where I'm away for the next few months, and it was like, oh,
June 14th to 16th. There you go.
Are you sure
I
we're
think
not
I'm
doing
in Basel
anything?
the weekend after.
Kevin?
I'm pretty sure we're not doing anything, yeah.
Okay.
I think I did look up to make sure I was free. So now it's just on Sheepdog to... that being said, the Peterborough Brick Festival is on the 16th of June. Oh, we'll have to fly back for the Peterborough Brick Festival. We can't miss that. That's much better than going to Madrid. How could we miss the Brick Festival? In Peterborough, no less. It's at Bushfield School. People who know Peterborough,
Where's that?
that's an event.
I got messages about that. Is it called Brickfest or is it just a Brick Festival? Because I swear I got a message about that
I think
last
it's
year.
called Brickfest. Yeah.
I think someone was like, you go to Brickfest? And I'm like, no, what are you even asking me? But now, you asking makes sense. It'd be a legitimate question because you're a bricklayer now.
I am a bricklayer. Very much so.
Oh,
Do they call you brick slingers in the scene?
We're just bricky boys, I think, is what they say.
Brick
Yeah,
masters.
we just got. By the way, listener, make sure you subscribe to Block Party on all of your favourite social media places because me and Anna, we're doing Lego and it's great. We're having a lovely
I
time.
genuinely thought
At
that
Block
TikTok...
Party UK.
Oh, sorry, at Block Party UK.
At Block Party UK. At Block Party UK on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. That's at Block Party UK. There you go.
When TikTok recommended me that, I thought that one of your followers had lost their minds and made their avatar a picture of you and Anna. And it came up saying like, they're friends of yours. Follow them, and I was just like, no, like, I'm not following this random person who's basically wearing your face on their avatar. They're one step away from becoming Hannibal Lecter. But it turns out it was you on your own new channel, which somehow I missed entirely. But yeah, cool.
Because we weren't on the podcast to tell you all about it. And as we've discussed many times, the only times we speak to each other now are on the podcast or in other countries. That's our new policy.
Yeah, or
it's
about
been in
other
place for
countries,
several
apparently.
years. Yeah, exactly. Well, when I was talking to you about the other country, I was sat in Rome doing it, so I was in
fair.
another country.
That's allowed. Yeah, cool. I sit myself down. We broke our policy, but no, we're all good. We have been to a lot of countries recently. How was Rome? Did you meet the Pope? Did you become the Pope? Did you Pope the Pope?
What we noticed is just how many Pokestops are in Vatican City, because we were in Vatican City during the Pokemon Community Day that was going on, and the place is absolutely riddled with them. I can only assume the Pope is massively into Pokemon Go, because it was everywhere in there, and weirdly we were the only people doing Community Day in there as well, so we cleaned up like 9 shinies. It was great.
That reminds me, you sent me a gift from there, and I only realised it said Vatican City after I opened it and like didn't save it, so I was like, wow, because that would have probably been quite good for my Vervillion collection. So if you've got any more,
I deliberately sent you that one because I thought, well, that's a country he's not been to. He probably hasn't got that one.
Yeah, I'm like, God damn. I literally clicked it. I do it so quickly, and I just went tap, 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 tap. And then as it went away, I saw Vatican City and thought, no. And then I wondered if you'd poped the Pope, which you still haven't. I think you have poped the Pope, and that's why you're not telling us you're sat there in your Pope hat.
Well, we found the Pope club shop where you can buy Pope replica shirts and various other Pope paraphernalia and costumes. I found it fascinating.
Yeah, you
I
like
think I
half
sent
and
you a
half
picture of
scarves
that,
with
didn't
like
I?
Buddha and stuff like that.
There's a whole shop that is just like Pope clothes. I don't know if other people just dress up as the Pope or if there's a shop just for him to get his clothes from, and he buys so many of them it justifies it and keeps it open.
You don't like being
But-
shouted at there, do you, Kevin?
No, I'm not going back to Vatican City.
Why'd they shout at you? What was it? Because
They
you were
weren't
playing
shouting
Pokemon?
specifically at me.
No.
When we went into the Sistine Chapel, they have a policy of like no hats, no talking, no mini skirts, keep your boobs in your
The
shirt.
Pope is literally a man wearing a hat that just talks a lot. What a
know.
hypocrite.
But as we walked in, because Anna was there with her walking stick, they moved her over to the side and sat her down, which meant I stood next to where she was sitting, and I was basically stood next to the security guard who was just yelling, "Silence!" over and over again, right next to me.
Gotta do that
He was
again.
no more than a foot away from me, and he just kept yelling it over and over again. And I was losing my mind that this man was just screaming silence in my ear over and over again. I was very upset about it.
Funny.
How ironic as well. He wanted silence, but he become the very thing he hated most.
But that's because everyone else in there was just ignoring the rules. As they were going in, they were like, remove your hat. They'd remove the hat and then put them back on again. Everyone's talking. Everyone's stopping to film. And you're supposed to just basically walk through fast and get out of
You're
there.
not allowed to take your
Because
phone out.
it's...
You're
Yeah,
not
I remember
Yeah.
going to a place where they said don't wear bags on your back, you had to wear them on your front, and the person I was with just kept putting it back on his back. Do you remember that, Kev?
No. That was what a stupid rule
Who
that
was
was.
that?
That was at the Egypt Museum in Turin.
They kept making him wear his backpack on his belly, like the opposite way
And
around.
my back was I'd hurt my back then as well, so it physically hurt to hang it off the front of me because my back was aching that week.
Every time he put it back, someone would pop up and just be like, no, you've got to wear it on your front. And we'd see other people who weren't doing that, but they kept saying, no, Kev. Like, not Kev, they didn't know his name, but they were like, no, on your
I
front.
did by the end when they were asking me to leave. I just don't get on in museums. I actually quite enjoyed the Vatican City Museum. I just didn't enjoy the Sistine Chapel bit. But the Colosseum was awesome. We went there as well. We hunted for a Lego version of the Colosseum and weren't able to find one,
They're
which was very upsetting.
expensive.
We bought so much Lego that we thought we were going to have to buy an extra suitcase to bring it home. In the end, I had to leave my trousers in Rome. So there's a man in Rome, presumably wandering around in my trousers now, because I needed space in my suitcase to pack as much Lego in as possible that we'd bought from the Rome Lego store.
You gave them
so
to
yeah,
a man,
I-
or you just saying they might have
I
found
just left them in my room. I'm down a pair of trousers. Just left them in the room. So it's similar to when we went on our cruise and I left a pair of shoes. Apparently that's my new thing. I just leave clothes wherever I go now because I don't leave any space in my bag when I'm packing. And
You
then
pack
I
so
buy
efficient.
stuff while I'm there. And that means I just have to leave half my clothes behind on the way back because I refuse to check luggage.
You could just post them back.
We did find the DHL shop and that was more expensive than checking luggage. It's actually remarkably cheap to check a bag on Ryanair. It was only going to be like 27 quid.
Kevin's
But
cheap.
yeah, I still would. I'd rather spend £40 on a new pair of trousers than £27 checking a bag on Ryanair. We'd have to buy the bag as well. So I still think buying new trousers is the way to go. Haven't done it yet though, so I am currently down a pair of
I'd have
trousers.
just
Yeah,
wore two
Poland.
pairs of trousers, surely.
I
Could have done that.
don't know. I struggle to get in those airplane seats as it is. I think if I've got extra trouser,
Their Ryanair seats are awful.
yeah.
Never again.
I was very upset as well because since I last flew, I've lost about 3 stone. And the last time I flew, I didn't need the seatbelt extender. I did early on last year, but towards the end of last year, because of the gallstone diet, I didn't need the seatbelt extender anymore. But since then, I've lost another 3 stone and I needed the seatbelt extender. So I'm not flying Ryanair again because their seatbelts aren't long enough. I'm very upset about it. Seatbelt extender, my eye.
I didn't.
Ugh.
I was happy.
Not happy about that at all.
I feel like I've got to lose 3 stone now if you're no longer the fat one of the group.
I'm still,
mean.
I'm still a fuller figured gentleman.
I didn't mean that to sound
But-
as critical as it did. Obviously, I'm a fat man, so I'm not being mean to him. I'm just saying if you're not the biggest one, I've now got to stop eating for a bit, I think, just to catch up and balance it out again.
Well, then I'll stop eating as well. Why don't we both stop eating and make Pab the fat one?
Or we could feed him.
I was going to say, have I got to step up now?
Yeah, I was going to say that would probably be easier than the amount of time we'd have to not eat to get down to Pab size would be problematic.
I think I would just make myself ill on purpose. That's the only way I'm getting there, really.
Yeah, well, you need your gallbladder back. We'll have to go ring the hospital. There's 2 of us on this call. We've both put the same request. We'd like gallbladders, please, because the gallstone diet is a great way to lose weight without even really trying.
I never got
highly
put on that
recommend it.
diet.
Well, it wasn't a conscious diet. It was more a case of every time I ate anything unhealthy, I was in excruciating pain. So it discouraged me from eating unhealthy food.
See, I
So
just
it was-
endured the pain.
As you experienced firsthand, I don't have the greatest pain tolerance in the world
Yeah, see.
and might end up in
Oh.
hospital if I do that because I am a child. But anyway, Pab,
Yeah.
I've got a bone to pick with you.
Well, what have you done, Pab? Did you not
Okay.
tell him about a game again?
That's exactly what he's done. I discovered a game while I was.
Please tell me it's what I've got written down as a recommendation for you for this week. I'm curious now. What is it?
It was a game that I downloaded. I must have downloaded it on a whim at some point on my Steam Deck, and I was away.
You downloaded it during a podcast, actually.
No, must have just downloaded it on a whim at some point, and noticed it on my Steam Deck when I was sat in a hotel. And ended up playing it every night that we were away, and I'm a little bit addicted to it. Balattro's quite good. Why didn't you tell me I'd like this, Pabby?
Well, I think you'll find that A, I did, and B, you bought it because I told you would like it. So just
none of that rings any bells.
It doesn't mean I didn't
none of that
it.
sounds familiar. It's good, isn't it? Oh, I like this.
Yes,
this is great. This is the game that, I mean, Pabs talked about it at length probably about a month ago, so I don't need to go into too much detail on it, but this is basically the poker. I've seen a review where it was described as Poker 2. They've taken poker and made it better, which I think is great because it's basically poker but without the gambling and with deck building added in, and you're playing against the computer rather than against people, because digital poker has always been a little bit rubbish playing against AI, because so much of poker is like bluffing and betting and all that kind of stuff, and it can't really be simulated by computers properly. But this has taken the bones of poker and turned it into a computer game, and it's awesome, and I like it very, very much, and I've played an awful lot of it over the course of the last couple of weeks, and I don't know whether I'm annoyed at Pabby for not telling me about it or annoyed at him for meaning that I've come home to a load of editing to do, because rather than sitting in the hotel editing vlogs, I was playing this instead. But it's perfect on the Steam Deck.
You know,
it's absolutely awesome.
You know what's worse?
It's coming out on mobile, isn't it?
Is
that that is going to be a big problem.
Yep.
Someone told me about that on my stream. So I think I probably need to just like throw my phone in the sea, because Anna thinks I spend a long time doing a poo now. But if I've got Balatro on my phone, my poos are going to be as long as the run takes. if I have a good run, I'm going to be in there like an hour and a half.
Oh, good Lord.
You're going to redefine the phrase "the runs."
Yeah, exactly. So if Pab didn't do enough of a sales pitch on you when he was talking about it the other week, boys and girls, it now has the highly coveted Chapman seal of approval. Balatro, go get it. It's on Steam. I think it's on all the consoles as well.
Switch as well, yeah.
There you go. It's on Switch as well. I wouldn't bother getting it on PS5 or anything like that. Just get it on a handheld. You want to be able to just play this in little bursts, pick it up, each run through, because it's I mean, it pains me to use one of Pab's words, but it's a card game roguelike, basically, isn't it, Pabby?
It is. Run based.
Yeah. So you can play it in a little burst of as short as 5 or 10 minutes if you don't have a lot of luck early on, or you could be sat there for maybe a 45-minute little blast at it, and it's just a perfect little bite-sized piece of handheld gaming. And what I noticed as well is it really doesn't stress the Steam Deck battery very much at all.
No.
Bearing in mind this is the piece of kit that when I played Horizon needed charging after 45 minutes. I think I went like 3 or 4 days at a time without having to charge my Steam Deck, which is unheard of, and it's just great. It's really, really good. You should all go and get it, even if you don't understand poker, because it basically takes you through it quite gently. It's difficult to explain how the Joker wildcard stuff works, but it kind of holds your hand through the early stages really well. It drips in what the different card values are as well. And you don't even need to know stuff like a flush is better than 2 pair, because it might not be once you've had your multipliers added to it. It really just is a case of you've got certain type of hands you can make. You can level up the value of those hands, so you can make it. I had one run where my highest multiplier was just on high card, because that's just what kept coming up on my little my little upgrade things. So it kind of takes, like I said before, it takes a little bit of poker, but then makes a whole new game out of it and makes it a really cool single player experience, which I really like. This is good. More of these, please. More things like this. This is the kind of game I want to be playing in my 40s. I haven't got time for big, epic, story-based shooting extravaganzas. I want a little game that I can download in 3 minutes on 4G and play in little blasts and not run my battery down and just have a lovely time. And that's exactly what this is. It is. I mean, I'm assuming it came out this year. This is already Game of the Year.
Yeah.
I'm just giving it Game of the Year now. We don't need to do that podcast later in the year. Ballatro's Game of the Year sorted.
Yes, we had a very nice time with it.
Yeah, it was great. And I won't play it.
I've watched it. Like, I watched Benny Chuno play it, and I could see why you would enjoy it, but it's too much to take in, like, what is good and what is bad.
But it takes you through it so gently that you kind of accidentally learn all the mechanics and all the values of everything. It kind of just drifts into you. It's great. Everyone should go and get it. In fact, you're not allowed to listen to next week's podcast unless you've played it between now and then. It's a direct instruction to every listener. If you're not going to bother playing it, don't bother coming back next week because I've told you what to do. Follow. No, you can't. People need. I know what's best for them. They need to play this game this week if they want to be taken seriously as a listener of this podcast.
You know
How much is it on Steam? Because it's £12 something on
It's something like
Switch.
that.
It's around a tenner.
It's
I
about
don't
that,
know
yeah.
exactly how much it is. It's
I kind of had a look
cheap.
just now. I had my Switch next to me, and I thought, poker, £12, and
You'd probably like it.
probably would, but I'm just like, would I play
But
it?
if
Probably
go
not.
to like CD Keys, get some credit for cheaper, and then go and do it that way. Because there'll be deals on there today because it's Good Friday and stuff.
It's not a bad idea. Might have a look.
Good deal Friday. Am I right?
But it-
That wasn't what I had written down.
What did
to
you have written
recommend
down? What are you
I've got
recommending
written
now?
down, and I've been wanting to tell you about this since it came out a couple of weeks ago. Unicorn Overlord. You don't have a clue what that is, do you?
I have no idea. I can hear Anna cackling from upstairs, even though it didn't come through the microphone.
I've heard people talk about this game, compare it to Fire Emblem.
Oh, don't say them words. They're dirty words.
Yeah, I'm having a little look.
I've
now.
also heard people say it's a management game, and then people refer to
Oh.
Football Manager in
Oh,
the same breath. And I went, Kev needs to know about this. There's a demo.
What,
Try
on
the
Steam?
demo. No, it's not on PC.
What's
it's
it on?
Consoles. It's on Switch.
Ugh, peasant
It's on
machines.
Switch and
Give me my ice cream cones. I've gone completely the other end of the spectrum
You're
now.
annoying, Kevin.
Yeah, get me ice cream cones.
Surely
I'm
it's
playing
not
on a
ice cream
peasant box.
cones. You'd have to eat like
I'd eat a
Magnums
flake.
or something. Yeah.
I'm going to the other end of the ice cream. Give me the flake and the sprinkles. Console my eye.
yeah.
Where is my Switch?
But there is a demo for it. I strongly advise a demo just to try it because it's probably a full £60 game. But
Jeez.
like I say, it's from what I've heard. You manage a team, and then you send them into battle, and then they go and battle. You don't have any control over the battles that go on.
Love that.
You just
I hate being
organize
in
your
control.
team. You organize the lineup, which order they go in, and go, do the work,
This
and
is,
then
I've just wiped the crust off of my Switch and it's now
Pepe.
charging up. So as soon as I think it's makeup that's all over it. But yeah, I'll get this downloaded.
It's like
I want to have a look at the
powder.
demo.
You won't know the reference, obviously, but you'll have ignored me banging on about it in the past. But it looks like the battles from this are the same. It's the same battle system that's in the Suikoden series when there's wars in that. So it's talking about there being 60 characters and playing the game, and then whenever there's an army, you decide how it works. That's basically how Suikoden worked. So you probably played other games that did it because that is it's probably in Fire Emblem, as Pab said.
I mean, I've got multiple nights in a hotel coming up again this week, so this might be my thing that I keep myself amused with this time.
well,
Ayuden Chronicles is coming out as well, and that'll probably have this because it's made by the people who made Suikoden, and it comes out. in a week or so, I think. It comes out in April sometime. I remember thinking the moment I finish Final Fantasy, I'm going to be onto this.
Trying to think what they did before this. They did it's Atlas, so it's
Oh, he likes Atlas.
Is it Atlas?
Do you like Atlas? Atlas are the
It's not
Persona
Atlas.
people.
It's not Atlas.
You've read a few atlases for all this travelling you're doing?
Exactly.
It's someone similar to Atlas, but I don't think it's Atlas. They did 13 Sentinels a few years ago, which people really liked.
Ordnance Survey, maybe? That's similar to an Atlas.
No.
It is, Pab.
I don't disagree.
It's being.
I mean, it does say Atlas on their Wikipedia page.
It could be Atlas then, but
Atlas are the publisher in Japan. Sega Vanillaware is the developer.
Is who I was thinking of. Yeah, Vanillaware.
Who have made previous
Dragon's
computer
Crown.
games. 13 Sentinels, Odin Sphere,
Yes.
and Muramasa.
Mm-hmm.
There are 39 employees, Pubby,
Good for them.
including George Kamitani, who was the founder when they founded on February the 8th, 2002, which is 22 years ago. I know a lot about Vanillaware.
Good for them.
Yeah, I'm knowledgeable about games and things.
Yeah. It's got an art style, and it's very. Like I say, I don't know. I've not played it. I've just heard people. I've had a lot of podcasts in the last few weeks when it came out talk about it, and like I say, Football Manager was in the same sentence as something said about this
I
game.
will I'll get the demo downloaded,
Yes.
and I will
Tell me
keep
off
an
next
eye out
week.
for me during the Bristol Street Motors Trophy final on telly. I'll be if it's good, I'll be sat there at Wembley playing it when I'm supposed to be watching the football.
And I'll be 7 rows in front of him, so you won't be able to see him
You're
because I'm
going to
going
be
to
there.
be holding a flag up so he
Oh.
can't see. That's my plan. We've got 4
Well, I'll
flags.
be
I
playing
think.
this anyway. Why have you got flags?
I don't know. Mr. Sheepdog ordered them, but I'm just going to hold them to make sure you can't see the game. That's my plan.
I mean, I'll just stand up. I'm a
mean,
tall
isn't it?
specimen.
Yeah, but it's got.
Yeah, but he's paid money to be there, and you're gonna. I just think
Make
that's
sure he
mean.
can't be. Yeah, I'm very mean. when
Don't
it comes
take
to
him to
Kev.
Madrid then, Kevin. Go and do it by yourself.
Well, I'm not paying.
I was
for
going to
this.
say. I didn't realise he was
this
taking
isn't,
me.
This isn't Barcelona all over again. He can pay his own way this time.
Well, tell him the wrong park then. He
I mean,
can't do his-
you've had a nightmare there, Kev. You should have been like, "Oh no, I've got to take him, Anna," and then I would have known, read between the lines, that you weren't taking me because I didn't expect you to. But you'd have had the costs of taking me completely freed up to do what you want with.
I mean,
He,
I don't
if
think
he,
you're very familiar with my work.
Yeah, I
Anna
assume
has
there's a
no
limit
idea
somewhere.
what goes on around here. There isn't. There's no limit. She has no idea what's going on.
he
It's
buys
great.
me some Lego. I don't care what he.
There you go. You see.
I forget you operate in different spheres now.
But that has been my gaming 3 weeks.
Right,
That's the
so
name of my new segment that I'm going to do every 3 weeks.
speaking of the Switch a minute ago, I got my controllers back, Pab, and I have absolutely no idea whether it's the same ones. I tried to see if I could find a copy of the numbers. It looks like the same serial
Are they the
numbers
same
on
colour
them.
at least?
They're identical in
Okay,
terms
well
of
that's
colour.
fine then. Yeah, that's good.
I mean, I'm just having a quick look now. One sec.
Oh, he's having a look. He's checking the.
Because I thought one
barcodes.
surefire thing to... I mean, I could unclip them rather than trying to bend down to look at it because it's currently wired to a charger. My God, it won't come off the Switch. I'm not even going to bother trying to take it off the Switch. It's firmly in place. But no, I think it is the same ones. The numbers started with the same letters. Serial numbers, I mean. And they
positive,
work
at least.
lovely. I used that to... So I put on Twitter 4 days ago, I finally have basically completed Pokemon end-to-end now. I've filled the decks, the form decks, the move decks, the ability decks. I've got every Pokemon and move and form and everything that is possible to get. There's nothing more on there than it measures that I haven't got. I could create my own things like getting one of every ball and stuff like that, but I'm pretty sure I've got most of them anyway. So yeah, I'm done with that until they bring out a new Pokemon or a new move or something. But yeah, I was quite chuffed with myself. I found someone on Reddit who just had the move I needed. I'd been putting the same post on there every week for about 9 weeks, and suddenly someone just was like, "I've got it," and they just traded me. It was really out of the blue. It's quite random. I was just like, "Oh, I can't believe this is done. This has taken me ages," you know. But yeah, I was very pleased with that. So I was glad I got the controllers back because it meant I could use the Switch to do it. And then other than that, I mean, you know what I've been playing? I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Anna, I'm wondering whether you have been playing this that much because you've been away a lot. I'm over 70 hours into this, and I think the game tells me I'm not even 60% of the way through it.
I'm 70 hours, and what was I doing? I found a gym that I had to. There's a gym in the world, and I have to go and do sit-ups or something. I can't remember what. I'm in a beach area.
You're 70 hours in, and you're at the beach area, Coral region.
Yes.
7-0.
Yes.
Wow. How?
Yes.
What? I thought I was playing this slow. I'm 70 hours in, and I'm at the next region after that, basically. But okay, cool. That makes me feel better, just because I thought I was playing it really slowly. I've been like doing every side mission, every conversation, every card game.
I've got really into the is it the card game?
Queensland. Yeah.
Thing.
I'm glad you're enjoying that, because I've been silly, really, because this week I was like, we're going to talk about this on the podcast, and I'm going to have to sit and listen to Anna go, I don't like it, and then I'm going to feel really like, oh man, because I was hoping you would, and I was like nervous that you weren't going to, and then
I went straight from the first one to this one, so
yeah, I've been buzzing. I was trying to explain to my wife how this is probably the most excited and joyful I've been about a game in forever, and I'm absolutely loving it, and it's just like surreal to me. And I was telling her I'd seen someone on TikTok say something stupid like, I can't believe I've lived to see this. And I read it and I thought that's a bit much. But then I was like, no, do you know what? Actually, I'm almost at that mad point. I just feel really excited that this is being so perfectly retold. And I'm just, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely in love with it. And I'm probably, I mean, you've got a fair few bits to get through story-wise to catch up, but I mean, you'll probably do that in like 15 hours. That's probably like by the end of the weekend, you'll have caught up with me, I imagine. But I've just been, I think for the first time in the entire playthrough, I'm not going to do one of the little green side missions that are listed, just because I was doing it earlier and my PlayStation crashed. It just come up saying error, restart. And I was like, And then I thought to myself, if I do this, the character's going to like me more. And that's going to affect our relationship. And at the moment, my strongest relationships are Red and Barrett. And I'm like, I've never had anyone other than the main two women be the person that ends up going on a date with you at Gold Saucer, like in the old game. And I'm being horrendously mean to them now. Anytime there's an option to talk to them, I'm just like, boo, you're a monster, you're terrible, this, that, and the other. Because I want to see what happens. I want to go for a beer with Barrett. Or Red was never an option in the old one, but if he's got a relationship thing on, so I'm assuming that he's got one in this one. I've not checked, but I can't remember when that happens. I was telling a friend of mine that the fact I'm 70 hours in, and this is obviously it's only from outside Midgar to wherever it ends up, and I don't know where it ends up. I'm not going to look. I don't want to know, but I'm looking at that like, well, I'd complete, even in my longest runs of the original game, I was 80 hours probably. And with this one, I'm sort of looking at it going, I'm over 70 hours in, and I don't know how many more chapters there are, but I also just don't know when I'm going to go to place X, place Y, that should be in there. And if the date's in the same place and, other bits like that all kind of, it all fits with the same sort of plot points I'd expect it to, but I'm like, where do they fit in? This is enormous, this game.
I can imagine where it ends, but they've put a lot of stuff in between it. Like,
yeah, well, if it doesn't end where I thought it ended, it's like, okay, I don't know. All right. I was going to Google how many chapters is it, and then I thought, no, do you know what? I don't want to know. I think I'm on chapter 9.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and yours is chapter 8, isn't it? I guess.
I think so.
Yeah.
I was doing something. I don't remember. Basically, I went to that coast area and did all that, and then I had to go into a bigger area, and then
you got Costa del Sol, and you've got Corral, whatever they called it.
Yeah, I was doing that with some rope slides, rope swings, not rope.
Oh yeah, helping Johnny out.
I did that, and then I found one of his friends, but I can't do his mission until I've done until I'm in another chapter. Because it kept telling me.
Yeah, okay, you're on 7 then, because you end up. It's all still in that same region, basically.
Yes.
Before, you could kind of do everything and then move on, and this one was a bit odd. Even one of the missions, it just kind of says, I'll call you later. And I was like, well, hang on, I've done everything else, so, like, call me now. But apparently it's, like, several chapters' time that it will call me or something like that. So there's a bit of flitting back. But, I'm so glad you're enjoying it. And the card game's really addictive, isn't it? I've beaten everyone.
It's ridiculous. Hate it.
I'm sort of I don't let myself get defeated. I just restart it, and I'm like, is that? Yeah, I was like, am I a monster for doing that?
I don't like the piano. I cannot work that.
Oh, I've tried to. I enjoyed playing. I think it was one of the bits had Tifa's theme and task, and I didn't do a great job, but I got like a B or something, and I was like, oh, nice. But I've tried playing other things. There are people on TikTok who do full-on pop songs with that, and I'm like, bloody hell. I'm loving it so much, and I'm nervous that it's going to end soon. Because I don't know how many chapters it is. I'm thinking I'm going to be like, I don't think it ends. I think it goes at least as far as 12. But I'm like, when I'm on 12, if it feels like I've not done X, Y, Z, I'm going to be like, well, hang on, this is going further. Is it just going to abruptly finish out of nowhere? And that's what I'm nervous about, because I've not heard any news of like when the part 3 comes out.
No, which is it's good to not know, but also we don't know when.
I'd love to be just hearing that. This will be dropping, because I was reading the other day that the PS6 is expected 2028, and it was like originally cited for 2026, but they were like, "This is a bit too soon." Because I think I was reading about I'd read a thing where someone asked, is there going to be a Spider-Man 3 game? And they were saying, yeah, it's probably going to be coming out at the end of the PS5, start of the PS6. But yeah, I was like, I want them to get this all finished on PS5, preferably. I don't want to have to, I don't know. Well, I mean, I'll get the new one anyway, but it's like, I don't know. I just want it, to be fair, do I? Maybe I want it to be like on whatever 8K PS6 it is in, however many years' time. I don't know, maybe. But I've enjoyed it so much. I don't want to have to wait 4 years to finish it. But yeah, I don't know. It's been great. And I'm loving the fact that because I've not read anything, I keep thinking, am I going to get to the end, complete it, and then find that there were so many hidden bits I didn't do, because I've been assuming that everything Chadley lists is a thing you can do and there isn't anything else. But if there's a ton of stuff that is just not on Chadley's radar, I'm not seeing any of that. I'm not looking for it, if that makes sense. I'm kind of roaming around a little bit. I'm finding the odd building, but unless Chadley says, go and scan this, I'm not doing it. So I'm like, I bet there's tons of stuff I've missed. There's so much
in
stuff.
The first one, I missed a bunch of quests because I had not a clue where they were. Because I went to the where you could like look at what you've done, and it's just like failed. I was like, well, I didn't even see them, so how can I fail them? But yeah.
When I completed that, I was mortified to find the only one I hadn't done was the music one. And I was like, oh man, I should go back and do that. I should go back and get all the bits. I think I had like 3 songs I hadn't got. And I just thought, what? If I'd known I was at like 99%, I'd have put a bit of effort in. But I don't know. I don't know how I did that without noticing. I just must have followed all the green dots along the way. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing a deep read once I finish this to check I've not missed anything good and try and lap up as much as I can. But I'm also, as I said before, I want to, because the Iodine Chronicle game's coming out soon, I want to try and complete this before that comes out and then jump into that. Although part of me doesn't want to jump into another long RPG game because of how long it takes me to play them. I need to get some other games around that, like pack some other games in to keep me looking busy. Because the only other thing I've done is I don't think Mrs. Sheepdog completed Guardians of the Galaxy last week because she saved the ending till Monday, I think, but she completed that. I was expecting to need to help her. I nipped off to sort something out, returned, and she'd completed it. I was like, oh, okay. But we've been playing that together on and off, and yeah, she completed it. She was very happy with herself. We are trying to figure out if there's another game she could play that she'd enjoy, preferably a PS Plus one, because I don't have to spend money on it if I don't have to, but because I know what she's like, she'll leave it there for months, and I'll be like, I could have got a game with that. But yeah, no, I'm just it's interesting in our house now. Everyone's gaming except my daughter, I think, at this point, and I need to get more games for Ben as well. But me and Pap talked about that the other week. I think that's all I've played. I mean, I've been doing. I mentioned every week. I mentioned I've been hammering Neopets. I have been hammering Neopets every day. Pokemon Go we already talked about. I think that is it for me. So I'll let you and Pappy have your say.
Okay, 1 minute.
Okay.
I'm just fixing my fox. I've just
referencing back to earlier in the episode. We've just hit the 45-minute mark. I'll leave you to it. I'll be back in a bit.
So I've played. Oh God, 1, 2, 3, 4 games and 1 demo. So I'll try and be quick. So the first game, this is stuck on. The first game I played was the Princess Peach nonsense.
Showtime.
Showtime.
I would like to point out as well that Anna is so addicted to gaming that she insisted we went and found a game shop in Edinburgh so she could buy all these games, even though the only one she could play while we were there was this one on the Switch. The other 3, the other ones, she still had to buy while we were away.
No.
Had to get them launch day.
No, he's wrong. Anyway, so I got that one. Played it on the Switch, and you are Princess Peach, and you go to this. I want to say theatre because that's the vibe it's giving.
Yeah.
And this evil woman person takes everything over. Oh, and let me just get, because Kevin's girls are dingling him and it's making my iPad go absolutely mental. Let me just turn it off, sorry.
She means my children, just to clarify.
They're dingling him and making my iPad.
Kevin's girls are dingling him is not something I just want to leave hanging there on the podcast.
No. Yeah, hopefully it'll stop dinging now. So she's at a theatre. This, I want to say, lady person takes over. I don't know what she's after. I don't know. So she takes over, and then you have to go and rescue the theatre, and you go to like different doors on each level. I believe there is 3 levels, 4 doors each, plus a bonus level when you finish that. So 15-ish levels, we'll say. But then there's like extra levels like in the basement and stuff. And as you go into these levels, you turn into different things. You can be a swordsman. You can be a baker. I don't remember the other ones because it's been over a week. But you turn into these things, and then you obviously take out the enemies to help. So, like with the baker, in one part, I had to sit upon a swing, and then I had to decorate cakes from said swing. Like massive cakes were coming onto screen, and then I would use my swing to go around and deposit the icing. I liked that. I did that 3 times because I just went quit, and I quit it, and then went back because I just enjoyed it. It was fun because if you did it in the right lines, then they would be beautiful. If you didn't, they would not be beautiful. They would just be what you've done, and it wouldn't look great. So doing that, I forget what the other ones were. I can't remember.
So like a ninja or something like that?
Yes, there is a ninja. You can be a ninja, and you can be a detective. I like the detective one because then you have to investigate, but it's all like it's like a theatre show, so it's all done on like a stage, and it's very nice. It's very different. You don't really see Peach in these ways because she's normally getting kidnapped by the crocodile. Is he a crocodile? I'm not sure, but off she goes. And
Bowser?
What is Bowser? Dinosaur?
Is he a crocodile? He's more dinosaur.
Cooper, isn't he? That's
Cooper,
what he is.
is a turtle, dinosaur.
Exactly.
I think he's a snapping turtle, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got a shell, hasn't he? So
like
a turtle then. But yeah, it's fun. It's different. Princess Peach is given a girl's given a girl time to have an adventure game. So that was fun. And then I got Alone in the Dark, but apparently that's unplayable,
okay.
so I've not touched that. That's still in the
Oh,
cage.
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've been seeing people saying don't bother playing it at the moment. It is not worth playing. I only got Kevin to get me it because I like Jodie Comer, who's
Yeah.
out of Killing Eve and things. I like, and the guy's out of Stranger Things, but I like her. And you can play as you can play as either, and then if you play both of them, like 2 different playthroughs, you collect and do different things. And I like something that gives you an extra bit of game for your money. So I've not touched that yet. It's still in its packet. And then today, like literally today, this morning, I popped in.
Go on, tell me.
Begins with an something R. It's the ninja, the
Rise
one.
of the Rōnin.
Yes, I've been playing that this morning.
Okay.
I like it as it's trying a little bit to be like Ghost, but not as. There's something different about it. There's more action-y kind of. It's trying to be that, but it's not. It's not quite enough because there's like a lot of Eastern or Western vibes in it, because like I'm in this village and there's like buildings from the Americans and there's costumes like from Americans, and it's not quite set in the days of Ghost.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It's at the end of the. Is it the end of the Shogun era? I
think
is what
so.
I feel like I've heard something like that. It's the start of a new era. I think.
Yeah.
There's.
So basically, you start the game with there's 2 of you. Basically, not 2. Yeah, there's you and I think it's either your brother or a friend. Not sure, but it's boy and girl, and you can customize to the brim. Oh my god, you can customize both of them. I was in there for a good hour this morning, because I could customize 2 people. It was glorious, but this is like literally the start of the game. It's gonna happen to everyone regardless. So you're in a sect of like assassins, and your blade master sends you on a mission. You go and do this mission, obviously, because this is what everyone's got to do. It's literally the first like hour of the game. You go on this mission. You find this piece of paper. Then you find the Commodore, because you've got to go to a ship. You find the Commodore. You beat him up, like you kill him. No, actually, you beat him down. And then this blue demon like drops down. And goes, you can't kill him yet. It's not ready. And then like he takes you on. And I'm gathering that you're not supposed to beat him. It's a bit like Ghost, where you can't beat. I don't know if you can beat the Genghis grandson on the bridge, but I was getting very angry. I was like, why can't I beat this? You're not supposed to. You are not supposed to win. And as you are, but obviously it takes you both, because like you can play individually. So you can play as the girl, you press the button, you play as a boy, you press the button, you play as a girl. It doesn't matter who or what or where. In the battle, you can just do that willy-nilly and whatever. He gets you both down, because like you're both on the floor, because like you can revive your other teammate, but he was handing me my bum on a plate. He cut me down. And then it comes up with a screen saying something. One has to take the fall, and you then choose whether you play as the girl or you play as the boy. And as you go, your partner's arm gets chopped off, and then you jump into the water, and then it cutscenes to being back with your blade master. No, he could be alive, and then that's your mission, because you're saying, I think he's alive, I need to go and find him. And basically you go on your mission to go and find your other half. I don't know if it's alive, not got a clue, but I'm playing as the girl just because I like her hair, because her hair is black with pink bits in it, that's the only reason I'm playing as the girl. But the boy did have black hair with pink bits in it, but it just wasn't quite as pretty. That's the only reason I'm playing as the girl. And I like it. There's bits I don't quite understand with the fighting, but then there's in this one I can go on top of a building. I've got because in Ghost, I know I keep going back to Ghost, but in Ghost you don't get your grappling hook until for a long while, like the first half of the island. This one you got it straight away, so you can go on top of a building, shoot that an enemy, bring him up, kill him on top of the house, and no one sees you, and that is excellent. I think that's fun. I like the parry system. There's a whole thing in that, and it just makes it all bright and sparkly. I enjoyed it. It was great. I don't really have much else because I really didn't play it that much. But like I said, there's Western vibes in it. I've just got to where there's all the... I want to say not Western, East... Western. Yes, we're the West, I think. So I've got there. But as you go through, you've got, again, with Ghost, your map has red dots on it. You have to go over there and sort them people out, and then people come in, and then your shop's open. Yeah. And you can change costumes. I love changing costumes. I've got so many costumes and so many things that I don't quite understand everything that's going on because, like I said, I literally put it in this morning. I've had a very bad week. Had to just... Kevin's like, you got to play these games. So I did. So that's that one. And then I played Dragon's Dogma 2. Don't like it. Yes. I quit it after an hour. People talk to you at Shakespearean language. I hate it. Just talk to me in normal today English. I cannot stand when they go, "'Twas yesterday." No, I don't like it. I just don't like the controls. I don't like the fighting. It is not for me at the moment because I only had an hour. So, and because basically you are the Arisen.
Yes.
Don't quite know what an Arisen is, but you're an Arisen. And then, you're at a party, and then you have a mind wibble, and then you're in a prison encampment thing, and then and a Medusa comes, and you have to fight her. And I'm a mage, and I'm I don't really like this mage. It's boring. But then I went. So I just kept hitting it. It wasn't great. After I've come from the fighting of what's it called, the Rise, and then going to the fighting of this, they're two completely different kind of. Just I can't bother. And then you go to then you go on a bit, and then you get a person come out of a stone, and they are your person, a pawn of some sort. And then she walks around and says, just repeats herself over and over again. I just want to punch her in the face. Because she's like, this is a good place to find materials. Shut up, yes, you said that. I'm looking. But because it's not very nice, the scenery, it's just all... I've said this before, it was too green. There's too much green going on. And my eyes are too old. And then you've got to keep this pawn alive as well as yourself alive. And then she died. She was on the floor, and I was like, I can't bother. So I just shut it down, and then I deleted it from PlayStation.
Don't delete it.
And I will go back to it in the summer probably, because I was in the other one. And then, gosh. The next one I played, because I knew it was coming out today, and I was waiting. I was up at 5 looking for this, and it wasn't on there. It was on there after dinner. It's Stellar Blade Demo, because I am waiting for this game. Now, Stellar Blade, I don't know what it is or who it's for, but I enjoyed what I was playing. It's still on my PlayStation at the moment, up on pause, because I had to come up here. So, I don't play this for the ladies, because them ladies are in tight suits and are very exaggerated in ways and are very shiny. Now, I like the shine of the game. I'm not playing, like, I can see why boys would want to play this because they're very tight ladies. They are, like, they're
I
very.
feel like you've said this a couple of times now. What game is this?
This is Stellar Blade demo that's currently on PlayStation. So it's a, I want to say hack and slash, but like you got to think,
Souls-like.
yeah, you got to think. But like I played it today. I literally 40 minutes. I thought I'm not finished it yet, but like there's like you can go into side rooms. There's stuff off the beaten track. There's like you have to put passwords in by getting the you have to find like the proper key cards and just like one of them games. And I like one of them games. And I like the aesthetic because it's like post-apocalyptic, old Earth, just things like that. And I like things like this. And I just like her because she just seems like a nice person. But I saw this a couple of months ago, on one of the PlayStation things, like Kevin, get this pre-ordered, and there was no pre-order for it, but it comes out on April the 26th, so it's only a couple of weeks away, and I really enjoyed it. It's just, again, not more flashy. I don't quite know what's going on because it's basically a demo. I went in the story mode. There is a different mode. I just wanted to see what it was like, if I want to play it, and because I don't do Souls games, not a chance, because they scared the bejesus out of me. But this one, not so bad, because it's very forgiving. There is a story mode, whereas in the other Souls games there is no story mode. They just want to kill you. So yeah, story mode, good. You get a little robot friend, good. It's all like old Earth / shininess, good. And it's got monsters in it, good. That is me. On to Pab. Need a drink.
It was very efficient.
Yeah, it was succinct and
I could do with being that concise.
Oh, there we go.
So what I have played, I've predominantly played Helldivers 2.
Yeah, okay.
I'm about 30 hours into Helldivers 2 now.
I played it the day it came out and never went back to it.
Yeah, it's a game you really probably should play with people.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Like I say, we've got a Discord channel for it now, and there's more often than not. I mean, if I looked in the Discord channel, there's 2 people in there now playing it, and there's usually probably 4 people that play it at a time, and yeah, it's just a fun game to play with your friends. And I think I'm at level 17 now. I think I'm working my way through all 3 of the different war bonds. There's 2 premium ones on there right now, and there's a regular base war bond. Your base pretty much just the battle pass kind of things. You get tokens or whatever, I can't remember what they're called now, if for finishing levels, and then you put them into the war bond and you unlock weapons, items, like sometimes it's like armor, sometimes it's a gun, sometimes it's just premium credits. There's some premium credits in there because there's a shop in there which rotates every 2 days, and you can get premium credits to buy stuff from that. But yeah, it's just been fun. We've predominantly stick to the bug side of the world, because the automatons are. I didn't know what the fuss was about, because one of my friends was like saying, we don't want to go to the automaton side, it's just hell. And I was like, don't be soft. And we've done a few missions on it this week, because the major quest or whatever it is, they have like objectives for you to do. And the major one this week was conquer a automaton planet. So we did jump onto them planets, and they were brutal. They are absolutely awful, because the bugs just predominantly they just kind of run at you and get in your face, and then they get to you, they'll knock you down and squash you. The automatons have lasers. They have guns that shoot you from miles away. So yeah, it's just it's a real struggle. We finished a mission and then couldn't we didn't extract. We couldn't extract. We ran out of lives. We had that many reinforcements trying to come in, and we just ran out of lives, and the ship just left without us. Yeah, we failed. We didn't fail the mission because we technically finished the actual main quest, but we didn't extract. So we kind of got a soft rule now of we don't go to automaton stuff unless we really have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a very good game. That Helldivers is a very, very good game that
You have to play.
I say more. Well, yeah, more people should play, but I say there's tons of people playing it still. And the other thing that I've predominantly played, I've played about 8 hours of Dragon's Dogma 2, so I know Anna's frustrations. I know. I've seen things in this game. The amount of times I've gone, Anna needs to play this game, and the amount of times I've gone, Anna wouldn't tolerate this game. There's so many things in it.
You are correct.
That I could recommend to you, and then there's so many things I go, geez. Yeah, it's something else. It is really fascinating game. Like you said before,
yeah, it needs a few updates, and then I'll probably go back to it.
I don't know what it. There's just something to it, like you said, that you are an arisen, which makes you ruler of the lands, but then you end up getting put in prison by the Queen Regent because she don't want someone else taking over, and then you end up in prison.
Okay.
Then you end up, like you said, you end up in a mine, and then a Medusa turns up, and then you meet your pawn, and then so you only have the one pawn, then I presume.
Yes, name was Candy.
Right,
Candy.
and that would be your main pawn that sticks with you permanently.
Well, they
so
said if she dies, that's it. She goes. She leaves.
No, not if it's your main pawn. No, if you hire, I don't think if you hire pawns as well. You can have up to have up to a party of 4. So then you go into the pawn stone, whatever it is. It's like a stone that you can kind of go into, and then all different people, and it's all different people's pawns. Everyone creates their pawn, and then they get kind of uploaded onto this web system, and then you can then hire them, and they come with you. And then so what I did, I think I'm an archer. Yeah. My main pawn is a thief, and then I hired a fighter and a mage. So then I've got the full set of different skills then to work with. So you can, say you get them each time. You have them at whatever level you're at, and then you can kind of dismiss them because they only stay at the level. Your main pawn and you level up for each level. I think I'm level 15 or something like that now, maybe. But your pawn, the hired pawns, stay at that level because so you can dismiss them and then rehire new ones at a higher level, to your sort of level, which is what you want. Because obviously, the higher level they are, the more skills they have, and you want them to have more abilities. Because I got to a point where I feel like these guys they stopped doing any damage to these things. It's because me and my main pawn was doing the work, but then the other two were level 3 because I hired them right at the start of the game. So I've got new pawns now. Pawns they come with a warning. Have you heard of the Dragon's Plague? And have you heard stories about this?
No, I have not.
The Dragon's Plague is a thing, and it is transferable through pawns, and you won't know anything about it until it's pretty much too late.
Sounds like a bad idea. It sounds like the World of War infection. If that can go,
it's just the pawns can suddenly become a bit erratic and stop paying attention to what you're saying to them, and then they start getting like red glowy eyes, and eventually like become a dragon, I think, and then just disappear and don't come back. So you want, and obviously that can spread through your pawns as well, through all of them. And you won't even know what's happening. I've played it for 8 hours. They could have Dragon's Plague for all I know right now. I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy. There's just something to this game that is just insane. Like the main story, I've done one quest in the main storyline, like from getting to the main town. But the amount of stuff the emergent stuff in the world, the world itself is what the game is there for. The amount of things I've seen and just found and stumbled into and end up doing quests for people that I didn't have any right to be where I was, and I'm in a cave system, or I'm in a catacomb, and a load of skeletons came at me, and I just got the stuff out of the chest and just ran. Because there was a lot of skeletons just turned up, or like there's like I fought an ogre just randomly, was just in the forest, and I fought him a few times. I died a couple of times fighting him, and you wanna obviously this game is if you didn't know, the original one, the original Dragon's Dogma was like known for you could climb on your enemies and you kind of like crawl all over them, and then you kind of crawl up at the back of them, and then you start stabbing them in the head and the weak points and what have you. And that's still in this. And because I'm not doing a ton of that because I'm an archer, and I'm toying with changing my class because I don't mind the archer, but I feel like this game needs you to be in the thick of it, sort of thing, fighting. We'll see. I've got a load of new abilities now, so I'll try that out and report back next week. But there's just tons of stuff to this game that it's just not what the main stuff. Like if you just play in the main story, that you won't. I don't think you'll get a ton out of it, but it's just everything around it that is kind of crazy. I mean, I was just thinking about the character creator, because I spent an hour in the character creator myself. In this one, there's tons of stuff in the character creator.
Yeah, oh god, it was a little.
There's a lot of stuff in the character creator.
Yeah.
I made a character. This is I found this out yesterday. I made my character and I said, it looks a bit like Ian McShane, and I found it quite amusing. So I just was like, right, okay, I've had enough now. And I just called him Ian McShane, and off I went. And then yesterday I found out that Ian McShane did a voiceover for the release trailer for this game. And I was like, I didn't know that at the time. And so I looked it up, and there's like a 5-minute trailer, like gameplay, like introduction trailer to the Dragon's Dogma 2 world, narrated by Ian McShane, which is crazy. I did not expect that, but I've done, like I say, one major quest. I then found, like in the main city, there was like a big troll in the village that I had to fight earlier on this evening. I've just now started getting some gear. I feel like I've played a lot of this game just in rags and base weapons, and I've just now started getting some new gear, and I've got some. I think they call something like archer's leggings, and I found this incredibly bizarre that these are more. In fact, hang on a minute. I bet you, if you looked at Discord now, I can drag this image into Discord, and I took a screenshot of it. Yep, that's it. I'm going to drag this into Discord, and you're going to see this now, and you can describe what we're seeing. That is my archer's leggings, and I was like, how is that more? That is what they gave me. They're archer's leggings.
Excellent.
And now I have to run around like that because that is the best gear I have.
You do dress like that normally, though, as well.
Well, I wouldn't.
For everyone who can't see, his leggings come up to his butt cheeks, and he's got like a thong going on.
Yeah,
I've met Pab before.
To be fair, I did just get a cape, so I put a cape over it so I don't have to just stare at him just running around his ass out all the time. But yeah, I'm just now getting to a point where I've been kind of unsure, like in parts of this game. I think sometimes it's a bit janky. There's no lock-on system, so you've got to be accurate with it.
No.
There's no lock-on in the game.
Oh God, no.
which is frustrating at times. I feel like it would be less frustrating if you are melee based. If you were a mage, Anna, and I'm an archer, we would be stepped back and we would be like kind of like lining up shots from a distance.
Yes.
If you're in the thick of it, you just swinging around.
Yeah,
I feel like you'd be much better off being a fighter or something like that.
I hope friendly fire isn't a thing, because she's taking a lot of damage from me if she is.
No, friendly fire isn't in the game.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the other thing about this game. When a fight kicks off, especially like when you've got 3 other party members, it is bedlam. It is bedlam. They just go to town. All the moves are coming out. The fire's going. The lightning. There's all these different sword attacks, and I'm at the back just pew-pewing arrows at him from the distance, and it's just chaos when and everything dies, and then everything dies, and we just like kind of all go back to just as we were. And they do say a lot of the same things every now and again. There is a but what I did find today was that if sometimes they will call something out, and because like, you on your D-pad you have like commands to them like stay here, come with me, go, and something else. If you say if one of your pawns says something like, oh, like for example this one was a chest in a cave, and they said, I think I could get that, and I pressed go, and it was the mage, and she just teleported up and just went up and got it and just opened it and brought it back down.
Oh, that's
I was
cool.
like, that was insane. That is really cool. Like you said, that the pawns are saying like, oh, there's loads of stuff to harvest here, like like lots of things to get, like there's fruits and stuff like that. They will more often than not just get it themselves. They don't. They're not saying it in just because you're. They are saying it because you're there, but also they're saying it. I'm getting this fruit. This is where I've gone, sort of thing. So yeah, I'm on the cusp of like falling deep into this game. I say it. I'm toying with changing my class, because you can buy new classes at some. Yeah, so that's something at least. And there are more classes to it. There's advanced classes. There's another 4 classes on top of what you already have. I changed that.
Like I was a mage, and then in that very first encampment, I went to the inn man, the little tent, and changed to an archer, and it's like, oh, you need to have precision. I'm like, I don't want precision. I just got rid of it.
Yeah, like I say, I've thought I've thought many a times Anna would love this world. The world is insane.
Yes.
The gameplay itself is probably a different thing, but the world is like I say, bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. The things that you just find just out in the world, and you can go wherever you want, do whatever you need to. You can't go in the water. You can't go in the water because of the brine. Which is pretty much like as soon as you go in the water, you're dead.
Yeah.
You get
shallow
pickled.
water, you're okay.
Shallow water, yes, you're okay. You can go through a stream,
You can,
but you couldn't, or probably a river. But you couldn't go through deep water.
No.
Yeah, there's something to this game that I'm enjoying, and it's bonkers and weird and wonderful. So I'll have played more probably by next week. I've not played anything this week. Any Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, which is disappointing. I'm annoyed because, like I say, I feel like I've got to just force myself to finish that game now at this point. But I'm still only just over halfway through it, and that's the demoralising thing about it. Like, I've played 50 hours and I'm halfway through, and like, ugh. I thought I was near the end, but I'll hopefully get back to that at some point. Other than that is your lot, I'm afraid.
Well, in that case, boys and girls, we will wrap things up there. If you want to harass us on the internet, you can do that at Mgukpodcast, or you can follow me at Lelujo.
And you can find me at RB6K.
Illusion.
And I'm at Pab 1986.
And also make sure you follow mine and Anna's new Lego channel, Block Party. It's great. And we'll see you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Toodle pip.
Thanks for listening, folks.